We're at the very peak of election season 2019, but there is a story that India Today will continue to investigate, and we did so over the weekend. The shocking horror death of 22 students in Telangana, class 11 and class 12, over faulty evaluations in their intermediate examinations. It's left the KCR government facing a storm of criticism and anger. And after India Today's special report that played out on Saturday and Sunday, the opposition is now demanding Chief Minister KCR's resignation. They've also moved court against the government in Telangana. This is an India Today Impact story.
After India Today exposed how a faulty software glitch had taken 22 lives in India's youngest state, Telangana, the opposition is all set to corner the KCR government. On one hand, the Congress is set to move court and shoot letters to the Telangana governor and President Govt.
Chief Minister has to step down and the Ashok Kumar has to be boosted immediately. We are going to file a case in the High Court, public interest litigation case also we are going to file tomorrow. We are asking the courts to intervene in this matter to do justice to the students and their parents.
On the other hand, the BJP accused the Telangana Intermediate Board of employing lecturers who know nothing about the evaluation process.
Intermediate ఫలితాల్లో చాలా లొసుగులు ఉన్నాయి. ప్రశ్నపత్రాల యొక్క మరి వాల్యుయేషన్లు కానివ్వండి, వాల్యుయేషన్ చేపట్టినటువంటి లెక్చరర్సే కాకుండా అదనంగా సబ్జెక్టుతో ప్రమేయం లేని వ్యక్తులతో జవాబు పత్రాలు దిద్దించారని.
As outrage spread, the Telangana Intermediate Board remained defiant.
The answers have to be evaluated by the lecturers.
Yes.
And they are called examiners. There is
Yes.
also chief examiners,
Yes.
assistant examiners. And then after correcting, there is a scrutinizer. If they fail to do the wrong, if they fail to do the right bubbling and wrong bubbling, resulting in the failure, who have corrected, they are responsible. I am not responsible. Okay. The examiner is there, scrutinizer is there. They will be punished.
Meanwhile, the ruling TRS-2 was quick to pass the buck to the bureaucracy.
That
Yes.
if at all the mistakes have happened at the lowest level or the highest level, we have to set right so that the mistake will not happen again. And the people who have done it, we have to take action against them so that they also feel the pinch of it.
Amid the blame game, what is forgotten is 22 young lives were snuffed out, and no one seems to be willing to take responsibility for it. With Akash Koluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
And joining me live on a story that India Today will not move from until there is accountability, until there are answers for those 22 young lives that were lost so tragically in India's youngest state. I'm going across now to Krishank Mane, leader of the ruling Telangana Rashtra Samiti from Hyderabad, Shravan Dasoju, spokesperson of the Congress party, and K. Lakshman, BJP leader from Telangana. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being with me and taking the time out to be on this show. But I want to start by asking a question to Akash Koluru, India Today's young correspondent in Hyderabad, who's led our coverage on this all-important story. Akash, you've spent weeks covering this story. Now we have the opposition uniting to call out action against the KCR government and demand accountability. Where are things at right now? Who is answerable, Akash?
Well, yes, Shiv, this investigation of India Today has answered two very, very important questions. The first question is a lot of people were confused. What is the basic difference between re-verification that the government is doing and re-evaluation? So basically meaning the re-evaluation is an entire correction of the entire answer script once again like it wasn't corrected before. But re-verification limits the rights of the re-verifier in terms of changing the marks. Basically meaning that even now the authorities are hell-bent on clearing their name instead of righting a wrong. The second major question that India Today investigation answered is this. Does this entire fiasco of intermediate subjects go beyond the software glitch? Our investigation very clearly proves initial lapses at the end of the board. The evaluators were at mistake. And remember, Shiv, the strongest question and the strongest concern coming in from the parents and the students is, I expected an 80, I expected a 90, but I got a single digit.
Yes.
This had to happen in the correction process and not as a software glitch. So this is the mistake. But the most bizarre and the shocking part is the chief of the intermediate board even now saying that it's the mistake of the evaluators and not my mistake, denying to take absolutely any responsibility.
So
we are glad that the opposition parties have picked this up and are demanding action. We just have to wait and see if this ends up being just another political
No, because
rhetoric
it's become a blame
actually
game.
some
People,
genuine
like you said, rather than righting a wrong, Krishank Mane, this is a question that the ruling party will need to take, because rather than righting a wrong, including the findings of the 3-member committee that was ordered to look into what went wrong, there appears to be passing the buck, a kind of blame game going on, an attempt to cover up things, and nobody really paying for the deaths of these 22 students. Mr. Mane.
Not at all. Not at all, Shiv. The government is a responsible government. We are definitely sensitive over the issue, and we are not passing away the buck or covering up the issue. What we are trying to tell is that the board also has clearly mentioned that each paper, the scanned copy of the paper, would be kept in the public domain. If there are any doubts or any challenges, they can come up and have their claims. The Board of Intermediate, as I've seen the bite of the Bharatiya Janata Party president also, who has said that less qualified and underqualified lecturers are correcting the papers or examining the papers, which is wrong, because the papers and once again the re-verification or the re-evaluation also is being done by the experts in the subject. So there is no doubts at all. The thing is, it's unfortunate because a couple of hours back also I've seen an update that one more student committed suicide.
Yes.
The problem is, the aggravating of the issue is happening is that the opposition political parties are trying to make this a politicizing this issue, are trying to say that, okay, there's something totally wrong in this globe arena and all these. They're trying to confuse the students.
Okay.
What we are trying to tell is there is still an opportunity for the students. The re-verification, re-evaluation is happening.
Okay.
And let us not keep these two things together, the students' suicides and this one.
You make a okay, fine. You make a point, Krishank, you make a point. I understand what your point is, but I want to also say, that while it is very important to assure and reassure students currently in the intermediate system about their marks and the verification and re-evaluation, the fact is there are 22 students who are dead. K. Lakshman, Shravan Dasoju, 22 students are dead. Nobody can bring them back. So while we also try to reassure the current students, Shravan, your party wants to move court also now against the KCR government. What about accountability for those who've died?
The point here is that what we are discussing today is should be beyond politics, and it's inhuman on anybody's part to say that the opposition is trying to politicize this issue. This issue is pertinent to the careers of about 10 lakh students and 3 lakh students who actually have failed. Now, there are 2-3 fundamental things I would want to present to you, Shiv. One, I think the Globe Arena, which is an incompetent and inefficient organization, has been entrusted violating the tender norms, the responsibility to do this entire examination process, number one. Number two, when the students made a hue and cry, and then when the students were dying, committing the suicides, this government has constituted a committee, and a 3-man committee has been constituted. And 3-man committee diligently has gone through the entire process and they have given a report. 110 pages signed report, mind you. Signed report. On every page they have signed report, but this government has revealed only 10 pages report, which is not a signed report but an unsigned report. In that the report, what they have mentioned very clearly is that there is no legitimate legal agreement between the Globe Arena and Board of Intermediate, number one. And they also categorically said that Board of Globe Arena did not have any kind of earlier experience or competency. Third, they said is that you please go for re-evaluation of all the exam papers so that justice can be done, and whatever the mistake committed by the Globe Arena can be undone. But unfortunately, Telangana government is in such a mode to protect the Globe Arena and do unfortunate injustice to the people of Telangana and
I will get Krishank to answer that direct charge, but first I want to bring in K. Lakshman in, because Mr. Lakshman, the KCR government says don't politicize the issue. The fact is, we are beyond. I completely agree with Mr. Dasoju when he says this should be beyond politics now, even though the ruling party says don't play politics over the deaths of 22 students. Mr. Lakshman.
Mr. Shiv, at the outside, I would like to congratulate the India Today for exposing the horror of deaths. Your title, Mark to Death, bringing it to the national level, exposing the failure of the state government in Telangana. And I would also like to correct yourself. It is not 22, it is 26 students who have laid down their lives.
Yes.
Mr. Shiv, today I have met the parents of who have lost their children. Very pathetic, inhuman. The bright, meritorious students who have excelled in school first year, now they have been failed in the second year. Now it is not politicizing. When the government feels, never in the past 26 students have been laid down their lives, committed suicide, and still the government feels it is politicizing. As a political party, president of the national party of the state, and I was an MLA for 2 terms, and as a father, I felt very inhuman. I was sympathetic. I've been cautioning the government to see that you have given a contract to a Globarina which has got no expertise. Even this was clearly mentioned by the 3-man committee which government has proposed. They have made it very clear. They have found fault with the intermediate board and also with the Globarina.
So let me ask Krishan to answer that, because both of you from the Congress and the BJP raised that very specific point of malified intent. Krishan, I'll come back to you, Mr. Lakshman. I'll come back to you, but Krishan,
for the examination,
the specific point from both the Congress and the BJP, who you accuse of politicizing this issue, is that there is some there is some rotten connection between the KCR government and Globarina. Would you like to respond to that?
Definitely, Shiv, because a Congress working president of the state has alleged it to be a 10,000 crore scam by Globarina, whereas the entire contract per annum is just 1.5 crore. And no honorable chief minister or any ministers would want to own up a corporate company and let students, give up their lives. Definitely, we are not such a government. We all are parents too, and we are sympathetic over the issue. And Chief Minister and at the same time the committee also has been saying, we've been giving an assurance that there is always a tomorrow for the punishment, be it the Board of Intermediate or the evaluators or the examiners or even the Globarina. But today the need of the hour right now, which we have a short span of time, the war footage, revaluation and recorrection of the massive papers, because Chief Minister has waived off that they shouldn't take any fees for it. Both failed and passed students, if they have come up for their re-verification, if they have a doubt of a single mark also, their papers have to be corrected, and we have a short span of more 8 days only. And we have to do that. And for the political parties, we just want to say that there is definitely an action going to be taken on the Board of Intermediate or whoever is responsible for that.
For now,
daily you cannot come up with allegations.
A public interest litigation has been filed now. Both the Congress and the BJP are demanding the resignation of the Chief Minister. You can call it what you want. You can say there is politics being played. But let's remember, and I agree with Shravan when he pointed out at the beginning of this show that 22 students have died. It should be beyond politics. But politics is a reality in this country. Politics is a reality. Politics is a mode by which things perhaps happen in this country. And that's why India Today will continue to stay with this story, no matter how distracted other channels are. On India Today, we will keep an eye on this story and we will follow it till the end. Shravan Dasoju, K. Lakshman and Krishan, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on this. I wish this discussion could be a little longer, but I have to take a break at this point.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.